Hi guys, today I'll talk about how to avoid significant mistakes in selecting your cosmetic skincare products to help you improve your skincare results. A lot of problems people have with their skin could be already sorted at an early stage simply by selecting the right skincare products and then using them in the right way. By helping people attain their perfect skin and beauty, I've heard so much wrong advice and nonsensical recommendations. That's why I'll go over the basics now. Here are the 5 most important everyday tips, as well as the big mistakes to avoid, so that you find your perfect skincare and don't waste money on stuff that does no good to your skin. Mistake 1. A lot helps a lot, or more is more. When I peek into the bathrooms of friends that are unhappy with their skin, I tend to see countless serums, creams, and different potions being used. Obviously that ends after we've spoken, but before we speak, these people would do nearly anything in pursuit of beauty and better skin, but lo and behold, without any strategy or structure. Such a skincare mess totally overburdens the skin and leaves it in a state of permanent restlessness. The skin just cannot handle too many creams and switching back and forth between the products. That leads to irritations, redness, and impurities, sometimes even coupled with classic allergic reactions. My advice therefore is, quite simply, if you found something that suits your skin well, then stick with it. And if you do want to change, try new products not randomly, but over a longer period of testing. The exception, of course, is when right from the start a product doesn't feel good, or if problems arise over time, then just drop it instantly. There are no products that simply and quickly make wrinkles and pimples go away. That is likely to be wishful thinking and no sustainable skincare regime. Nonetheless, quality products can contribute much to a better complexion over an extended period of time. Oftentimes, I meet women who buy very expensive creams, and many times they save so hard to afford them, and then their high hopes are dashed by nothing like the results they've hoped for. That's terrible, but it's not unusual. Unrealistic claims and excessive promises by the cosmetics industry are a sad side of the skincare business. When I look at the so-called INCI list, which is the ingredients information on the package of many expensive creams, then I often wonder for what the makers could realistically charge hundreds of euros or dollars. Recently, for example, I came across a cream that featured cheap mineral oils right at the top of this list. This seems a rather poor material on which to build a valuable and expensive cream. Nonetheless, though, I can tell you that I have not found one single cream that justifies a price of several hundreds or even thousands of euros or dollars based on its ingredients list. So if they get bought at these prices, it's for branding and similar reasons. Luxury ingredients such as platinum, gold, caviar, pearl dust, and other stuff, all of which kind of blind people with flashy claims, have become almost commonplace. Viable studies on their anti-aging effectiveness are often searched for in vain. There are very simple limitations to what a substance can and cannot do. There is, for example, the molecular size, which prevents many substances from even penetrating the upper layers of the skin. So for them, any promise of deep down skin effect ends right there. Manufacturers also tend not disclose the specific quantities of these high-end substances in their products. They would argue fairly that confidentiality is king and no such information must be released. The required Inky List provide at least a glimpse of a substance's position within the overall product composition. Manufacturers must list ingredients by weight in decreasing order. Concentrations of 1% and less are at the end of the list. So, the gist is, the farther down the list, the less there is of a given substance. Of course, makers may argue that the substance is so effective that you only need traces of it. But why then charge so much? I won't name and shame any producers, but if there really was a miracle cream composed of just the most expensive ingredients, and these could then dip you into a fountain of youth, then there would be a reason to pay up. But that's just not the case, period. I am constantly engaged with the bleeding edge of research and advances in cosmetic science. Being hands-on involved in this lab type of work allows me to incorporate a lot of these findings in my own skincare. But let's face reality, there are limitations we cannot ignore. Let me also stress that just because expensive does not mean better, the inverse is not true either, and cheap is not necessarily good. To get it clear, there are differences in quality of the ingredients and in the special know-how to combine them, and that is what drives the effectiveness of a product. Mistake 3. Wrong sequence of use of skincare products. Don't use skincare products out of order. With all these different options, it can get complicated. And clearly it's not black and white. Way out is simplifying. Best way is as follows. After cleansing and toning, always start with products that are the thinnest, such as water-based serums or similar. Then move on to the thicker ones like moisturizers and creams with more compact textures. And then finish with a final coat containing an SPF of 20 or more. That is, before you get to the decorative products. You may also use a makeup with SPF instead. Correct layering is key. Mistake 4. Jars. Strangely enough, expensive products are often sold in jars. This is odd, since jars are not hygienic. Why? They take in air, daylight, dust and other things we do not want to have in a cream, since they can also kill off valuable ingredients. Spatulas are not a good idea to go at a cream either, simply because they also carry germs. Airless dispensers are a much better form of delivery. They seal the contents airtight, the ingredients stay fresh, the risk of germs is significantly reduced, and few, if any, preservatives are needed. For very fluid products like serums, I prefer bottles with dropping pipettes, because even if they do not seal as tightly as airless dispensers, they are hygienic and have the advantage that they can be dosed precisely down to the droplet. Misconception 5. All natural ingredients are always better and safer than synthetic ones. I definitely have a preference for certain natural or organic ingredients, and I well understand people's inclination to go for them. However, this should not blind to the broader issues at stake, and as always, the world is not black and white. First of all, chemical or synthetic are not bad by nature, and natural is not automatically good. Literally speaking, the word chemical means nothing but following the laws of chemistry. And our bodies and everything we live in, and nature, is based on chemicals. Think of water. It's chemistry. I prefer combining the best of nature with the best of high-tech, laboratory-based manufacturing. Thus, I get the ideal product results. As to all natural in skincare, unfortunately the fact is that many natural raw materials that could be an alternative to ingredients in conventional skincare are simply lacking, and that makes the formulations more difficult. There's another aspect to do with natural that often gets overlooked. Synthetic substances mostly include only one single chemical species, while, for example, plant extracts are made of many different components, which, due to the diversity, carry a risk of allergies. Of course, you can also react to synthetic substances. One does not exclude the other, but this is about the claim that something would be better than the other. Things depend on numerous variables such as the molecular composition of the substance, its quality, its allergenic potential, the interaction of the ingredients with each other and with the skin, and of course, its sustainability and environmental relevance. As you can see, there is still much to explore. For today, these were my 5 misconceptions to debunk. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe. See you soon. Take care of your precious skin. Bye for now.